Good afternoon and welcome, fellow Toastmasters, and a particularly warm welcome to our guests today. We're here to help fulfill the club mission, which is this. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. In order to help us in our mission, we set some simple ground rules to improve the experience for everyone. So please try to stay muted whilst others are speaking. Please do turn your camera on, especially when you're speaking. Refrain from topics such as sex, religion, and politics. Please focus on the meeting, not all the distractions on the kind of windows next door. And please remember to enjoy yourselves. Now, for reasons that should become evident, I was wondering what I was up to 10 years ago today. Turns out the answer was skiing. So I don't know if many people here have skied at all, but once upon a time, I was actually quite proficient. The sensation of free flow when you're no longer worrying about little details, trusting yourself to adjust automatically to the terrain, and just enjoying the experience is amazing. And I hope something that one day I'll feel similarly when I'm speaking in public. And to help me in hastening that day, I would like to hand over now to our Presiding Officer and President, Toastmaster Hind. Thank you, Toastmaster Hind.
Well, thank you. Phil, I really feel weird when somebody says thank you and I respond with a thank you. I generally don't know what the right response is. But keeping that aside, good morning, people from Dublin, and good afternoon, people from India. It is very welcoming to see so many guests in our meeting today, and it is great to see all the faces once again. So for the guests who are joining us for the first time, the Toastmasters Club will become clear to you throughout the meeting, but we do meet once every 2 weeks, and whenever we meet, you are very welcome to join us. I will get to each one of you to just introduce us very briefly, to just introduce yourself very briefly. But before I do that, I would like to ask this one question to all of our members. What's the point of Toastmasters? And by asking that, I am not expecting a response. This is something that I ask myself before every meeting. And I want you to do that before every meeting that you attend as well. Half of the times the response is, if I am expecting a quick response from myself, the response to this question is, because I'm trying to improve my impromptu speaking, because I'm trying to improve my the thought process, that how to convert my thought into words. I'm just trying to improve that. But then the next question is, why can't I do that by myself? Why can't I just sit in front of a mirror and practice doing that? The real question is, if I keep doing this by myself, wouldn't I keep doing the same thing always? And among the many things that such a platform provides us, one very important aspect is actionable evaluation. If I speak here today, and at the end of this meeting, our evaluator for the meeting tells me that, Presiding Officer, you know what, you started on a very, very abrupt note, and you were not at all smooth in the beginning. I do have something to take back with me. And the next time when I am doing this, I do have something that I can work upon. With that thought, I would like to begin this meeting by, first of all, welcoming our guests. We have four guests today in this meeting. I'd like to just go through them one by one and have them introduce themselves quickly. So Nanda Kishore, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. So this is Nanda Kishore. I have joined Arista recently, 3 months back. So this is the first time I'm joining Toastmasters at Arista. So I always used to hear about it, but I have never participated in it. So I just thought of giving it a try, and the same reasons for why I'm trying it, to communicate well, to convert my thoughts into the words very well. So I just wanted to give it a try and see how it works for me.
Thank you, Nanda Kishore. Next up, we have José. I'm not sure if I'm still getting the name right, but over to you.
It's not far off anyway. So I am José. I am Brazilian. I joined Arista about 4.5 years ago. I work in platform team and very happy meeting a lot of people, experience a lot of new things here in Ireland. Meeting Phil, who's a good friend. I'm here in Toastmaster. First, I'm curious because of this group. I remember, I think it's Hind, who talked in the South Bangalore meeting a few months ago about the Toastmasters for the first time. I found that really funny and interesting. And yes, I'm here to see how it plays out, my personal interests. I like to exercise, I like to jog, I like to do activities, I like to hike. I like to sea swimming in the very cold water. You're all invited if you want to join. And that's basically me. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have Saurav Chirania. Welcome, Saurav. Would like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So hello everyone. I am Saurav. I'm an intern here at Arista. I joined in January 2 months ago. We had Toastmasters at our college too, but I couldn't join that. So here when I found Toastmasters, I got really excited. I thought I should give it a shot. Recently, I believe when I talk to people, I generally start having technical discussions with people, things revolving around computer science and like that. So I thought coming here will give me introduction towards other broad topics which I can discuss with people, so I can make interesting conversations with everyone.
Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, Saurav, and very welcome. Next up, Arjun. Hi, Arjun. The guest Arjun, not the member Arjun.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, I saw on the member list that there were 2 Arjuns, so I thought, what's going on? Hi everyone. I can't really see you because my screen is sort of hung. I don't know how to restart the session again. So I joined Arista about roughly 5 to 6 months back, and I've been planning to join this session for quite a few times. I found the pamphlet that Hind and Shreya had shared quite interesting, and thought I'll just try it out and see how it goes. So finally, I was able to get through and see the session now. And that's it.
Thank you, Arjun. And finally, in the long list of guests, we have Harsh as well. Welcome, Harsh.
Hey, hi, Hind. Somehow not able to on my video. So, what are we talking about? I just joined, sorry.
Yeah, we are just introducing ourselves. So
Okay.
We are the Toastmasters and you are the guest. So please introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi everyone. I joined Arista in December 2020, just a few months back. And yeah, Hind is my teammate. We meet every day and talking on interesting topics in the daily sync-up. And yeah, so just working on Mentor projects and not sure what else to talk about right now. And yeah, so I have like 10 years of experience, and I was working in Cisco before this, and I joined as a fresher in Cisco. So this is my just second company now. So yeah, that's it about me.
Thank you, Harsh. I would like to lay it in front of everybody. I did not blackmail Harsh into joining just because I'm his teammate. He joined by on his own volition. With that, let me kickstart the meeting by handing the die over to our Toastmaster of the day, the one who runs the whole show. Please welcome Toastmaster Akshaya, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hind. So before I get started, let me just give or throw a question which is going to summarize what I plan to do this entire meeting for the next 1 hour. So since José, I guess, I hope I'm getting your name right. Okay, since he looks to be an interesting guest on the panel today, I'm going to start by asking you a question. What was the most significant event which happened in 2016 in the Brazilian government, wherein a very important president of the Brazilian presidency was impeached? She was the first woman to hold office. She was the first woman Brazilian president who assumed office in the year of 2011. Her middle name is Vana, and she was preceded by another president whose first name is also the same as yours. Any guesses who this person is?
Dilma.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dilma. Did you Google it?
No,
I
this
hope
was
you
a
did.
this was on a John Oliver segment. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes. And okay, let's ask another easy one. What is the largest city in Brazil? It's not the capital city. What is the largest city in Brazil? Anyone knows?
I'm
Is
guessing
it Rio?
Rio de Janeiro.
It's actually Sao Paulo.
São Paulo.
Yeah.
São Paulo.
Yeah. It's actually Sao Paulo. So, as a child, I had a very interesting habit which I used to cultivate. Every day, I used to come back from school and I used to read the newspaper every single day, page by page. The newspaper was Hindu, and I maintained a book wherein I used to write every single event that I find interesting and I would remember it by heart. But as I aged, all these good practices were thrown into the wind, and I do not carry forward any of this practice today. So what I decided to do was, over the weekend, I decided to revisit the Hindu yearbook, which came this year, as a mark of going through all the interesting events which happened in the past decade. So what I'm going to do is, in today's session, I'm going to be picking out some interesting events which I feel are interesting and also juicy to some extent. And I would be throwing out hints, and so that we can revisit the memories that we have about these events, or if not, get to know more about them. So the hanger here is all these events are a little bit juicy, which means they may not be informative events, but maybe we can have some fun revisiting the memories that we have about these events. So that is exactly what I plan to do today. So please keep in mind, you do not have to run your intellect to find answers to these questions. All you have to do is just tickle those juicy memories that you have in your brain, or possibly that you have stumbled upon somewhere. So let me start with the first question. I can see the red, but I'm going to take 1 more minute extra and throw in the first question. So the first question is about a person. That is the clue. And I'm going to be giving a very intellectual description of the event, but this is a very juicy event. Okay? So this is what I plan to do. So please listen to the clues very carefully. Drew is my middle name, and I never drew out of sight since 2010. Believe, say sorry, love yourself, and let me love you, or all the things I made you feel. I hail from the land of maple leaves, and I recently met you with changes. For your information, I am not an American citizen, and I hail from the land of maple leaves. Yes, it is Justin Bieber. And I'm talking about the biggest hit that he made in 2010 with the album. Yeah?
Is it Belief? No.
No, it is Baby. The first was Baby, which he released when he was 16, and which was the biggest and the youngest male debut in 2010. And his full name is Justin Drew Bieber. Well, I also had a little bit of a juicy line which said that you can choose to call me King of Pop or Prince of Pop, but I'm just my wife's husband. You can make whatever you want out of that statement. So so with that, it's time to move on to not juicy stuff, but rather serious stuff that we have on the table for you today. So to move the session forward, please welcome our general evaluator of the meeting, Toastmaster Hillol, and belated happy birthday, Hillol.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshaya, for wishing me the belated happy birthday as well. Thank you. So, as they say, feedback is the breakfast of champion. It's very much true. And that's the reason particularly we are here. We also give speeches and technical sessions in our team and in many other places. But the only thing which particularly we get from here is the feedback. and particularly actionable feedback, so that we can improve upon it. If there is some area that we need to improve upon it, we can do it and be a better speaker next time. So that's what this evaluation panel is going to do. So let me introduce my evaluational panel this time. I am the general evaluator. Philip is the timer of the day. AhCounter, Raga, and Grammarian, Shreya. So let the timer introduce and describe their role. So over to Toastmaster Philip.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hillol. As timer, I will be timing the table topics, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will alert each speaker of the time they've got left using the green, yellow, and red backgrounds. So you've already seen a red background. These denote specific times remaining. During table topics, speakers should be limiting their remarks to no more than 2 minutes, and I will be turning my screen green at 1 minute, at 1 minute 30 yellow, and at 2 minutes red. I believe today's speech is an icebreaker speech, which means that the cards will change at 4, 5, and 6 minutes. And for the evaluations, we have 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and 3 minutes. So whilst talking, please do try and keep me in a window that you can see so that you're alerted when the time's up. Thanks, everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster Hillol.
Yeah, so next is our AhCounter, Raga. Please describe your role.
Good morning and good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the AhCounter for the session, and as an AhCounter, it is my responsibility to keep track of the CRPFs used during the session. Crutch words like etc. and unnecessary repetitions of words, pauses wrongly used, and filler words like you know, etc. spoil your speech. And at the same time, using the pauses and repetitions properly make your speech better. So I'll keep track of the CRPFs used and share my report at the end of the session. Thank you all, and all the best to all the speakers. Over to the GM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raga. So next is the Grammarian, Toastmaster Shreya. Please describe your role.
Thanks, Toastmaster Hillol. Hi, everybody. I am Shreya, and I'll be the Grammarian today. As the word itself says, I am someone who will be tracking the usage of grammar throughout the meeting. I'll be pointing out the good usages and encouraging them, as well as pointing out things that you could have said better in your speeches. Apart from that, I'll also be introducing the word of the day. The word of the day today is equanimous. It's an adjective and it means calm and composed, or having emotional stability and composure, particularly in times of high stress. The noun form of this word is equanimity. I'll give a few examples of its usage. I'm not saying that they were always equanimous, but they had more equanimity than I had, less anxiety than I had. It was difficult to remain equanimous in the face of such preposterous impertinence. I'll be putting the word of the day here on the chat and its meaning so that all of you can take a look at it again. Please kindly do try to use this word as much as possible in your speech in the meeting today, as well as throughout the rest of the day. And for all the rest of us here, keep your eyes and ears open for the usage and encourage it with a thumbs up, please. That's all I have today. I'll be back with the report at the end of the meeting. Thank you, and back to you, Hillol.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. Beautiful word, equanimous. But let's not be ignominious here. Let's have full random and full energetic session here. So describing my role. So first of all, my role is to enjoy the session, listen to you, and have fun. And the other part is note down your areas of improvement as well as your plus points so that I can share my feedback later. And I'm sure, since this is a very good panel, so I'm sure you guys will take our words really, really, really seriously. Thank you. And over to Toastmaster Akshaya. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hillol. So, and it's time to jump on to what I believe is another juicy event which took place in the decade gone or not so gone. So again, remember, I'm going to be throwing an intellectual description of the event, but it's a very simple, juicy event. So let's get started. From a safari trip in Kenya to the Windsor Castle, this decade was majorly lucky because it had two of these events taking place. This decade was majorly lucky because it had two of these events taking place. We are Catherine and Rachel to our families and on our passports, but the world doesn't refer to us this way. We are Catherine and Rachel to our families and on our passports, but none of us refer to us this way. While Catherine is very British in then British itself, Rachel decided to go very French in this very important event.
Is it the royal wedding?
Yeah, it's both the royal weddings that happened. The first one is Kate Middleton's wedding, and the second one is Meghan Markle's wedding. And Meghan Markle decided to wear a French gown for the wedding, while Kate decided to wear a British designed outfit. And that is what I'm talking about. Again, all of these are very juicy stuff. You do not need to stir a lot of intellect to answer these questions. Yes. So now it's time to walk into another celebration, which is our first icebreaker of the day. So to move the session forward and introduce himself to the club, please welcome Toastmaster Navjot, light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel, Toastmaster Navjot.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshaya. In a school, a second standard teacher sees a boy weeping quietly in a class and goes to console the child. The teacher asks while comforting him, "What happened?" The boy replied, "I'm worried about my mother." The teacher asked, "What happened to her?" The boy replied, "Today she went to her school on a scooter by herself for the first time." Good morning and good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Navjot, and I'm here to deliver icebreaker. So the boy was me, no extra points for guessing it right. And that day, my mother went on a scooter that we had bought recently for the first time by herself to the school. Although my dad taught her how to ride the scooter, but that day she went to the school by herself. So I was a sensitive child, and this word was constant in my monthly reports sent from the school to my home. One more, there are many incidents I recall that caused me misery by my sensitive heart to myself. Another incident is in sixth standard, when a day after my birthday, I went to the school wearing the watch that was gifted by my parents to me. While playing, the watch broke, and I was just crying all day, not because my watch broke, but the watch that was gifted by my parents broke. Although this is not really the case right now, there's a flavor of stoicism right now in me, but these two incidents also describe the relationship, my relationship with my parents. I'm really attached to them, and I feel really grateful and lucky to be born to them. Although, fun fact, they would be really surprised to hear this emotional segment of the speech, because at home we just never get sick of joking around. All right, moving forward, my father was a outstanding sportsman in his time, and you would not really be surprised of that when you about me being his son, when if you watch me playing gully cricket. For the people outside India, gully cricket means a street cricket. So I was really a celebrity in my childhood in my street. I would always get picked first when the teams were getting distributed. So, but anyway, I decided to move forward with academics because I was good in studies. A catch here is I belong to a Jet family. And if you have been to Punjab, and you might know that Jet boys are not really supposed to be good in studies. So I was kind of breaking the stereotypes as thoroughly described by the Punjabi songs. Being able to absorb energy around you is one of the perks of being sensitive, and this is not really a good combination when you are in a competitive environment. I was in depression during my second year in my college, and your thoughts can really change the way you live your life, the course of your life. I experienced this in reality. I changed my thoughts, focused on being optimistic, and brought back the self-pride that was lost, and my life turned upside down, although I would really say the right side up. The concept around this school of thought is law of attraction. This was the light at the end of the tunnel at that point of time in my life. Being kind to the world, and especially to yourself, can really make a big difference and really make the world better, especially your own. With this, I would like to end this session with a quote from Google Images. You get what you have the courage to ask for. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Akshaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Navjot. Let's give a virtual round of applause to Toastmaster Navjot for his icebreaker speech. Thank you. So, Sumedh will be Navjot's evaluator. I missed Toastmasters sessions for a couple of weeks, and I think I lost track of the events. So, Sumedh will give his report at the end of the meeting for Navjot's speech. So I just wanted to slip in that bit of information. And with that, let's move to the next question. And actually, this is a little bit of an intellectual question meets curiosity. So let's see where it goes. I am the most stunning achievement of the Event Horizon Telescope, with a team of 200 spreading all the way from Hawaii to South Pole. I took 2 hard years to get assembled. When I appeared, the world wondered, have we seen what we thought was unseeable? Not even light could escape my monstrous grasp. I am supermassive, superheated.
Super Hadron Collider.
That's a very close guess, but it's
black hole.
Not
Switzerland. It's in Switzerland.
Yeah. Somebody got it right. Yeah.
Yeah, black hole.
Yes, it is the first black hole image that we saw in 2019, which was published. Yeah. So great guess. I think that's a round of applause for a timer for the day. And also, as a gift, I'm staying on time and I'm not going for the red. So it's time to welcome our table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Arjun, to move the meeting forward. Please welcome Toastmaster Arjun, who is the table topic master for today.
Thank you, Akshaya, for the kind introduction. I guess I'm a master at something for once. With that being said, today I will be presenting a few topics to you guys which will make you think about yourself. It is less likely that you would have thought of it before, but it will, let you introspect, and it will let us know more about everyone. Like, we can actually know what the others think and what all aspirations they have. So it's a very simple exercise. I'll be asking everyone some questions. With that being said, okay, so I'll just let our guests know what Table Topics is all about. Table Topics is basically wherein one person, who is me, I have a designated role. I will be picking anyone from the room, and that person has to, give me a number between 1 to 14 or 1 to 10. And I have a mix of topics, and whatever number he selects, I'll give them a random topic. That person has to speak on the topic for maximum duration of 2 minutes and minimum duration of 1 minute. It will be testing your impromptu speaking skills, and it will also, it'll be fun for everyone, because even you would surprise yourself with what you have in mind. With that being said, I'll ask one of our guests. So how about Arjun, my own namesake? Arjun, it feels weird calling you Arjun because it's like I'm talking to myself, but Arjun part 2, what number would you choose between 1 and 14? Is Arjun online?
I think he's muted.
Now you're clear. Yeah, so any number between 1 and 14. And I'll give you a topic.
Arjun's volume isn't working.
Given me 9. Oh, he has given it to me on chat. Okay.
Arjun, I think Arjun's voice is not there for some reason.
Oh. So I don't think he'll be able to give a speech. I'm sorry, but if your voice is not working, then I'll have to move on to someone else. How about Nanda Kishore?
Hey, hi. Hi, Arjun.
Yeah. Please select a number between
3.
3. All right. I'll give you your topic right away. So the topic for you is, all right, one thing or a field of study or anything, basically, any subject, any topic, you know so well that if I ask you to speak for a 40-minute presentation, you can talk about it at length right away.
Movies, probably.
All right. So could you please elaborate on your love for movies? And basically, you have to speak for a minute or 2.
Yeah, sure. So initially, I'm not used to watch movies a lot in my childhood. Then during my college days, from like +1, +2, I started watching movies. So I like a thriller zone of movies very much. I recently watched a movie called Drishyam 2, which is a sequel of Drishyam 1. So it's basically a story of killer who kills a college boy to save his daughter. So that's the movie. I really liked it recently, which I watched, and then yeah, that's it. I'm not remembering any movie names.
Okay, you have hit the 1 minute mark, but you can keep trying. What else you love about movies?
I like music, whatever Indian movie music. So what the songs recently I liked was in a movie called Jati Ratnalu. It's a Telugu movie. I like a song from that movie. And yes, did I hit my 1 minute mark?
Yes, somehow managed to. Good effort.
Thanks.
All right. Good effort, Nanda Kishore. Now we'll move on to our next guest. Let's see. So I just saw that José needs to switch off his mic. So I hope he can give me a thumbs up when he's ready. I can probably move on to Saurav. Saurav, would you like to select a number between 1 and 14?
6.
6. Okay. So your topic is, or the question for you is, according to you, what is something horrible or something which is uncomfortable that everyone should experience at least once in their life? It can be anything funny. So, to you.
Okay, yeah. So the horror for me which comes to my mind is that when I grew up, I found out that I am not a superhuman. As a kid, I believe I am someone special. I have superpowers. All that I need is grow up and use all of my superpowers to change the world. I was a revolutionary person. I believed everyone around me is inferior to me as a kid. But when I grew up, the reality came, and I realized I am a normal human like everyone else. This was a horror for me. So, like something you have been believing in for several years, and that comes out. It comes out that it is not true. This becomes a kind of a horrible experience. So this is something which happened as I grew up. So I think this was the experience which was horrible for me.
I see. It's nice. Good one, Saurav. All right. So José, are you ready? And by the way, did I get your pronunciation right?
Yeah, it's good enough. Don't overthink it. It's fine.
Nice. All right.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So please select a number between 1 and 14.
1 and 14. Yeah. Let's go with 12.
All right, 12. Okay. So for you, the topic would be, all right, if you had to swap lives with an animal of your choice for a day, then what would it be and how would you spend your day?
An anime, did you
An
say?
animal.
An animal. Whoa. So should I start?
Yeah.
Okay, I would swap lives with dogs. I love dogs. I think they're very joyful and they can run really fast. They bring a lot of happiness to people. They have no social barriers. They just bring all joyness and happiness. And the best thing, one of the best things you can get in your life is just lay down on the ground and let a lot of puppies jump over you and start, licking and barking at you. And I think it would be extremely curious to experience the world by my nose, as in, instead of having my vision as my main sense, would have my how to say this, but would use my nose. My nose. And I think friends, anyway.
All right.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I think your voice was breaking for the last few 20 seconds.
Oh no.
It's all right. It's okay.
Okay. So should I start again? So what should I do?
It's up to you if you want to speak and all. Like, I honestly have given you full freedom. I'm the master, so I can decide. Take an exception.
Okay. I'll try to resume. I'll try to pick up where I left off. So I would swap lives with dogs. I like dogs. I think they're joyful. I think they have no social barriers. They just, come over to people and bring happiness. And it would be interesting to experience life through my nose instead of my eyes. So it would be an interesting and curious experience. Instead of seeing visual signs, trying to sniff the direction I should go. Yay.
Oh, good job. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
So is Arjun 2.0 ready for his speech, or is he still not able to resume? I guess.
Hi, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Arjun, I can hear you.
Okay. I restarted like 2-3 times. So, yeah, I can go with
between
number 9.
Number 9 again. All right.
Yeah.
So number 9 is, if you were forced to relive one 10-minute block of your life again and again for the rest of your life, then what would it be and why? A 10-minute time frame of your life, which you're supposed to relive again and again for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Yeah, I need to think about this. Not really sure about this. Seems to be a very small time window, so to say, like 10 minutes is very slow. Probably a day or two I could have understood. Yeah, I'm not sure about the 10 minutes. Like, give me a moment to just think about this.
That's the key of the game, to make you think.
not sure. Again and again, it seems a little too much for things. Like I could go on and say some breakfast that I loved, but like eating it all over again all the time seems to be a little too much, right? And there are fun times too. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really. This is not a great number choice, I think, Arjun. You have let me down with my choice. I probably should have chosen another number. Yeah, reliving a single 10-minute thing is okay. Sure, I think that's a good suggestion. I can relive this bank credit thing. I will go with Nanda Kishore's suggestion here. This is something that I can live with. Getting money again and again is not a problem that way. So I think that's what I'll go for. Thank you for that.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah. Sorry to put you in the spot of bother, but I guess you obsessed with the number 9, so I couldn't help it.
Yeah, I probably should have changed. Yeah, my bad.
All right. So coming to the non-role takers, and are some people who have already been with us for a long time. How about Ram? Ram, would you like to go for it? All right. So Ram, please choose a number between 1 and 14. Okay, 3 has already been taken. 4. All right. Awesome. So for you, the topic is, what piece of entertainment would you choose to erase from your mind so that you could experience it again? Now, the entertainment can be in the form of a book or a movie or a TV show or any event which you want to experience again, relive again.
That's easy. My favorite is to hear the Toastmaster Arjun Khattri speak. A public speaking contest when he's unprepared. Think of the fun. Right now, he holds a list of questions. And then, because he's the master, he can dictate whom he's going to pick. How do you know if you say 4, he gave you the right topic? He'll just pick a topic and then put that sheath around it, a skin if you want, and then you may choose a number, but he'll pick the topic that he wants you to speak on. Imagine you're in his role and he's on the other side. Just give him that chance. Tell him, hey, pick a number. But you go ahead and say, pick the most uncomfortable topic and throw it at him. Now think of the entertainment. So all Toastmasters really get to be on that side of the table. Can you think of anything more entertaining than that? Put him in trouble and watch how he's going to react. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram. Amazing speech. I guess I'll be your next target when you are the table topic master. And I would like to ask the timer, do we have time for another speech? I guess we can.
We're slightly over, but if it certainly wasn't the table topic's fault that we're slightly over.
Okay, so I will put a halt to the session if we are slightly over. With that being said, I would like to hand over the baton to the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Akshaya, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. So let's circle back to a question which closely ties in with our first question of the day. And this is a question which really actually closely, equanimously ties in with the first question that we asked for today. So YouTube sent out a press statement on December 1, 2014. It said that we have been preparing our systems for the past 2 months to reset our hit counter to a 64-bit integer. It was earlier using a 32-bit integer to track the hit counts, but this event caused YouTube to reset it to a 64-bit integer so that they can count up to 9.22 quintillion. Exactly. I'm talking about the Gangnam Style video which crossed the maximum hit count on YouTube. Yes, the answer is Gangnam Style, which bet the hit count which was set by Baby. Good job. I think Toastmaster Hind is a big-time YouTube stalker, so we can exclude Toastmaster Hind for any YouTube questions from now on. So this is a hint which I'm giving to all the Toastmaster of the days who are planning to take on the role next time. So with that, we come to the end of today's speaking sessions, and it's time to jump on to see how well we did. So to move the session forward, and I pass on the control of the meeting to our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Hillol. Please speak over.
Thank you, Akshaya. So far, so good. It was really interesting session till now. And most importantly, the table topic, although there were some technical glitches, but people were equanimous. They didn't have anxiety and all, and it was really calm and composed. It's really good. So let's not delay further. Let's directly go to the evaluation panel, and let's start with first evaluator, Sumedh. Toastmaster Sumedh.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, G. Hillol, and thank you, Toastmaster Navjot. I'll have to confess this. I was really excited before your speech, and I was really excited to join the meet because every time a Toastmaster takes up the pathway and starts his pathway with the icebreaker, that's the most defining moment for that person in the journey of being a Toastmaster. So I was really looking forward to the speech, and it did not disappoint. I think one of the things which stood out was the equanimous nature with which you gave your speech. This did not look like the first time that you were speaking in a public forum. And that basically is something that needs a lot of practice. And I thought that you did really well in that aspect. What I'd also like to point out is the fact that it is not easy to come up with the icebreaker speech. We have all who all have done it will tell you that it is not that easy because you have to pick and choose your topics. And so what I found in your speech was it was really interesting throughout. So you did well in picking and choosing your topics. The things which I think you could have done better is pacing yourself a little more. I think that is something we need to work on. And more importantly, giving a structure to your speech, because I felt throughout the speech that it was like a smorgasbord of facts about Navjot, right? I did know you a little bit from the speech. I did understand where you're coming from and what you felt throughout those moments of your life. But then having a clear structure would have emphasized what you wanted to convey to us and hit the point actually home, right? So I think that is something we can work on moving forward. And I look forward to you giving more and more speeches and getting better at the art of oratory. With that, I'd like to hand off the mic to the general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumedh. It was really nice. So next, Mr. Timer, Toastmaster Philip. Hi, Philip.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I have unmuted now. And I would just like to say I am truly staggered by everyone who's been a timer before and their equanimous composure, because that is not how I felt today at all. Rather rushed everywhere, desperately juggling multiple times and trying to understand everything. With that said, overall, I feel this has been a pretty good meeting. We started a few minutes late, but we have now caught all our time back up. I think, Akshaya, you went over a couple of minutes in your very first segment, but you were time conscious and you cut other things short. Again, the table topics master was able to chop one speaker out at the end to help us remain on track. So that was really good. The speakers themselves, let's see, Navjot, you spoke for 4 minutes and 10, so that was a qualifying time and a really good speech, if I may say so. The table topics speakers. Nanda Kishore, you spoke for 1 minute 30. Saurav, you just scraped in at 1 minute. José, 1 minute 30 with, again, plenty of equanimous sort of behavior when you were called on to resume again. And Arjun, I'm afraid I wasn't quite sure how to time your speech. And Ram spoke for 1 minute and 5, an absolutely exemplary table topic speech, I thought. And with that, I would like to hand back, please, to the General Evaluator. Hillol, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Philip. So next is AhCounter, Toastmaster Raga Supriya.
Thank you, Hillol. Before I go to the report, I'd like to call out a few things which I felt were good in the session today. So the first one was Akshaya. I felt like she used the pauses correctly. I remember this particular sentence where she told a very juicy event. You know, these kind of things, when you call out something like that, it creates an impact. Like people remember it for a very long time. Coming, like you had to ask many questions. In spite of that, your R count was very less. So good job done there, Akshaya. And the second person that I would like to call out is José when he was introducing himself. So because it is an introduction, it was not at all prepared, and you used only 2 ums, like there was no repetitions, no pauses, and you also spoke for a decent amount of time. So good job done there. And Ram, of course, he is our flawless speaker. No ahs, no ums, no pauses. So congratulations, Ram. And this other person that I would like to call out is Arjun. Arjun part 2. I'm sorry to call it like that. So he didn't have much to speak. He didn't know what to speak. In spite of that, there were no crutch words that he used. He has used so few times, but like I thought maybe he would try to repeat his words or something like that, but there was no repetition, though he didn't know what to speak. So good job done there as well. Now coming to the individual report, Phil, as an essay you used to us, and during your evaluation you have used like 10 plus us. So, and this is something that I have seen in the whole session, that most of us use as the crutch word. So maybe we should all try to reduce the number of us in our speech in the next session. Hind, as a presiding officer, you have used like 10 plus us and 2 repetitions. And a TMoD Akshaya, you have used multiple so's in your speech. So maybe keep this in mind. I've noticed like 10 plus so's in your speech. So please make note. I mean, take this as a challenge for the next time when you are trying to host something. Reduce the number of so's in your speech. Hillol, as a GE introduction, you have used 5 so's, and during your evaluation, you have used 1 and 1 so. Phil, as timer, during your introduction, you have used 5 us. Grammarian, Shreya, you have used like minimal, like 1 and 1 repetition. So good job done there. Navjot, during your speech, you have used 10 plus us. So you can take this as a challenge in your next speech. Try to reduce the number of us in your speech. TTM, Arjun, you have used 5 us, and I have noticed that you are using multiple so's, all right, these kind of filler words. So maybe you can reduce that in your next speech. Nanda Kishore, in your speech, you have used multiple so's, and in your introduction, you used Like I have noticed that you're using more number of filler words, like at least less of crutch words, but more of filler words. So keep that in mind. Saurav, I have noticed during your introduction, you have actually used more number of us, but during the speech, during your table topic speech, you have used the more of filler words. So and like are your words. And that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raga Supriya. So next is our grammarian, Shreya, Toastmaster Shreya.
Hi, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, great. I think today overall it's been a great performance. I have really struggled to find some wrong usages. Either my listening capacity has gone bad or you guys have really come a long way from the last time I took this role. Let's start with the SAA Phil. Okay, before I get there, let me start with the people who I could not find anything wrong with what they said. First is Supriya, second José, and third Ram. Great round of applause to you guys. And one thing I would like to add is Ram has constantly been in this list of no mistakes, and I think someday we should go ahead and try to find some mistake in what he speaks. Now, starting with the actual evaluations, Phil, good usage. You said equanimous composure, which I thought was good. But you made one mistake. You said hand back, please. And I'm not sure if I misheard it or something, but you said hand back, please, and maybe that could be rephrased to hand it back to you, or kindly hand it back to you. Hind, you said take back with me. If you could have said take with me, I think at the point at which you said it. Akshaya, you didn't make any grammatical mistakes as such, but your sentences get very long with the combination of and so. So sometimes I have a difficulty understanding where your sentence is starting, where your sentence is ending, and the flow of the paragraph generally. So that's something you could work on. One usage that I liked of yours was intellect meets curiosity. That was a nice coinage or phrase that you used. Hillol, as GE, you started with something like area that we can improve upon it. You could say area that we could improve upon. The it is not necessary there. And you said it was really interesting event. There's an article missing there. It was a really interesting event, or it was an interesting event. Coming to Arjun, the good usage was, I like the usage spot of bother. And one thing, I don't think this is a mistake, but one thing that you could have said better, you said relive again and again for the rest of life. You could have said relive repeatedly for the rest of your life. Coming to speaker Navjot, I have some good usages from you. You said stoicism, which amazing. I've not heard that ever, I think. Emotional segment of the speech, outstanding sportsman, breaking stereotypes, upside down to right side up. So these are the good usages that you have, and kudos to you. Did not seem like this was your first speech, especially in terms of your grammar. Some things that you could have said better was, you said good in studies multiple times. It's good at studies. So the preposition would have been different. Caused me misery by my sensitive heart could have been caused me misery due to my sensitive heart. Sumedh, two good usage, art of oratory and smorgasbord of facts. That was nice. Things that one thing that you could have said better, hit the point actually home is what you said. I think you could have rephrased that in a better way. Coming lastly to the table topic speakers, again, kudos to all of you. I had to struggle to find wrong usages, and mostly I could not. Kishore, you said I'm not used to watch movies. I'm not used to watching movies. And another similar usage which you did wrong was songs I liked was. It's songs I liked were, because it's plural. So the subject verb agreement. I think that's all I have here. Apart from that, the rest of the table topic speakers, great job to not find anything. Lastly, before I leave, the count of the word of the day was 4. I was hoping that it would be more, but it's fine. I am still equanimous about it. That's all I have today. Back to you, GE. Hillol. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. So it was really nice and interesting session today, overall. It was really engaging, and I could see a lot of people smiling a lot, which says there was good use of humor here, which is a really good thing. So coming to individual evaluation, first of all, the guests, you did a really good attempt. I know this is the first time when you were speaking. It takes a lot of courage to speak up. And since you tried and you attempted really well, it's really good. It's really good. Now, coming to SAA, Philip. So you described the club mission really properly, clearly, and most importantly, with a smile, which is very necessary when you start a session. Something it creates that vibe, which is really good. So that was really good point. Coming to the presiding officer, Hind, you introduced the guest well, and your usual light, casual way of starting and introducing people and uh, yeah, basically that part is really interesting and really good. And yeah, and you have set the pace in a really slow and calm manner, which I really liked. Coming to Toastmaster of the day, Akshaya. First of all, a great round of applause for Akshaya for your background work. You have, I'm sure you have done so much of homework and your vast general knowledge. I really want to know the secret of your so much huge general knowledge. That's really great. Apart from that, you kept people engaged with your questions and riddle, which is really nice. And a lot of places you used humor in a nice way, which is also really good. Coming to the evaluation panel, timer Philip, it was good that you gave feedback really well instead of putting everything in an objective manner, which I really liked. And same goes for the AhCounter, Raga, Supriya. You also took care of a lot of minute details, and you have not been objective and given the feedback uh, in a very detailed way, which is really good. Grammarian, Shreya, again, as always, you you're a really good listener. So many small mistakes people usually overlook, but those things you have really you took it out, and this is really helpful. So yeah, it was great. Coming to the prepared speech, Navjot, it was interesting story. The content was really good, but certain things I find which could have been improved. It's like you could have put some more intensity, some more emotional spikes. That could have some. You could have used some different voice tonality, hand gestures, something that creates more. I told you right, emotional spike, and that makes audience more attracted and more engaged. This is something I found in your speech. Other than that, first evaluator Sumedh, again as usual, it was very detailed and uh, yeah, your evaluation was really good. So coming to table topic, Master Arjun, as I already mentioned, in spite of all the technical glitches and all, you maintained the calm, composed manner, and you conducted it really well and within the stipulated time, which is really good. So yeah, that's all from my side. Over to Toastmaster of the day, Akshaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hillol. Well, in case if anybody is interested to know what is the secret behind all this, you just have to buy this yearly magazine from Hindu, and all the information can just walk right out of it. So thank you, Hindu, for making me believe that I can sound or I can pretend to be intelligent. And moving on, just that we are running towards closing the meeting and we should say something clever. So I decided to borrow some words from somebody because I think that would help me end the meeting on a clever note. So I'm going to read out those words. So those are very significant. They are from a very significant event which happened towards the end of last year. So let's see if we can trace that event. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we are tired, we tried, that we will forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. So this is a snippet from a very important recital which happened towards the end of. Yes, exactly. This is not an inaugural speech, but if anybody is interested in adding more details to point out what exactly is this event.
Biden's winning speech?
No, Biden did not say this speech. These were the words of a very popular young Black girl who decided to become the youngest poet laureate in the history of United States, and she narrated this poem in the inaugural session for Joe Biden. Her name is Amanda Gorman, and I think people would have watched a video where she talks about, where she recites this poem. So at 22, she is the youngest laureate of the United States who got this opportunity. So yeah, with that, we come to the end of today's meeting, and it's time to call on the polls. So every meeting, we vote for the best table topic speaker. So now Toastmaster Hind will share a link, and I request all of you to log in and elect your favorite table topic speaker of the day. I request Toastmaster Philip, because I got to know your name is Philip today, to let me know after 30 seconds. So 30 seconds are up, and I hope the votes have trickled in. So now it's time for us to elect the best speaker and the best evaluator of the day. So Toastmaster Hind will be sharing another link, and let's ensure that we elect our favorite speaker and evaluator. I hope we are done with the voting session. Sure. Thank you. So with that, I would like to conclude my session and pass the baton back to Toastmaster Hind by saying that the 2010s were a mood, and I hope we recreate the mood every single decade. So let's wish for ourselves a very happy and prosperous decade coming forward. So, or coming up. So with that, I would like to pass on I would like to pass the control of the meeting back to Toastmaster Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshaya. Don't worry, everybody. I will not eat much of your time. Just another hour. That's all. That's all I request from you. We'll all sit here and meditate. Are you all ready with? Are you all ready with me? No. Okay, Hillol is there, so Hillol, we'll take it up offline, because I see that people are not ready for it. For now, my job is to declare the winners of our meeting for today. First of all, best table topic speaker. We had 5 nominations. Any favorites in the house?
José.
Nobody asks José if the pronunciation is right anymore, because we have already asked him 5 times. Nobody does that anymore. Okay. So the winner is our usual bloke, Toastmaster Ram. Congratulations. Next up, the best speaker. The best speaker of the day is also apparently and I say apparently in bold and caps, apparently the most intellectual person in the meeting. Who do you think it is?
Yeah.
And that's right, our best speaker of the day is Toastmaster Akshaya. The best evaluator role was a tough fight, a really tough fight between our AhCounter and our Grammarian. And it was such a close call that the winner has won it by 1 vote. Who do you think is the favorite?
Supriya.
Supriya.
Well, this proves that the house is divided, and the winner is Toastmaster Supriya. Congratulations. Well, that marks the end of this meeting. There are definitely some things that we did good in this meeting, and there are definitely some things that we definitely can improve. I used definitely 3 times in the same line, and Grammarian will eat me after this meeting. I am sorry. For all the guests, if you have any feedback, any suggestions for us on how to improve this meeting, how to make this meeting better for any guests that we will have in future, or for you if you choose to come to these meetings as guests, feel free to put down a message to me, to Sumedh, to any of the officers. If you know them, or you can just send them out to me. If you want to say anything about this meeting right now, feel free to unmute yourself and have a go at it. I hear nothing, so I'll assume that to be nothing. Well, silence generally means agreement, and agreement in this case would mean that you really loved the meeting. In that case, you're most welcome. You're most welcome to attend as guests and join us as full-time members. We hope that we gave you a good 1 hour of fun and some improvements on the side. With that, thank you everybody for joining. See you all 2 weeks later. And for the members of the club, we have our contest on next Friday, 5th of March at 4 p.m. For those who have not registered, I will be running behind you. Please do register. That's all. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend and have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.